Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. My name is Adam Rosman. I will be your host. Today is 1st of February 2023. We can skip the introductions. There are no new participants in the meeting, and as usual, we have two reminders. One is that if your organization feels that it would benefit from being an official adopter, then please create a PR and modify the adopters.md file in the Metal3 docs. The project would greatly benefit from it. And then the other one is that on this HackMD link, you can find the incubation proposal that will be there for some time until most people in the community had the time to read it, to provide some comments on that. And under that, and please do so. You can comment if you log into HackMD. And under that, there is the image that shows how this whole process goes. The main steps of this process, we are at the very beginning, so even the proposal is not submitted yet. And it is the most significant filter for us for the project. Okay, then we have an agenda point from Dimitri.
Thank you. Yeah, hi folks. Essentially what it says here, tomorrow a meeting with the main outreach organizer to discuss our participation. So far so good. Yeah, hope to have something to announce next time. If you want to help with projects or mentoring, please reach out to Ricardo and Himanshu.
Thank you. That's good to hear that. That's also progressing. Okay, do we have any other agenda points for today? Is there anyone who want to mention anything? Features, issues, questions, something?
I have one question on the outreach. Maybe I missed last time. So do we have to come up with projects that someone will be working on? And if we already agreed on that, like once it's accepted, someone will be dedicated, right, to work on some task or a bigger issue in the community? And were there any discussions, like proposals maybe?
Right, yeah, so yeah, I delegated project work to Ricardo and Himanshu, but my idea was, so we got some feedback on the Metal3 website from our internal community people in Red Hat. And I think we can all agree it could use some love. So I have a document, I think it's internal so far, but we'll share it a bit later, where I highlighted essentially a plan of what could be done with the website. And that would be my first proposal for the project. If you have any other ideas, of course, you're welcome. Just reach out to Ricardo and Himanshu, and we can have more than one project for prospective intern to choose from. So yeah, yes, we need that, and we have some ideas. We will also need smaller tasks for the selection round, because at some point, late in spring, probably March, April, we'll have people coming here and trying to make to record a contribution so that they are considered as prospective interns. It has to be something small, just so they show familiarity with like the general layout of the code base, with Git, with with the tooling we use. And that will be also up to mentors to come up with. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, sure. That is clear. And another question is, like, do we have number of people who will be involved? Is there like limit? Usually, if you have some number, I don't know how many people would be working in general.
You mean interns or mentors?
Interns.
We have funding so far for one intern.
Okay, all right. Then yeah, the website would could benefit, of course. I can agree with that.
Thanks. Is there any other question related to anything else, or can we proceed with the triaging? Yeah, if nothing, then let's quickly check the triaging. I already checked it, I closed one. So we have two stale old stuff. One is auto discovery. This is basically that the BMO should, it would be nice if the BMO would discover the boot MAC address on its own. How would it know that it's the boot MAC address? I have no idea on its own, like if you don't select it, but okay. But then I understand that other bare metal lifecycle management tools have these interface discovery features, but this is I think outside of the scope for both Ironic and MetaCube at the moment, right? So I have not met with this requirement from many people or many actors, and I have not heard about it from Ironic side. Do you, who work more with the Ironic, do you have some info about it? Is anything similar planned in the near to medium future?
I can comment on the bug. So we have some discovery in Ironic. So if you want that, we could potentially do it in BMO. Some things we outright refuse to do it, like setting IPMI credentials or something we try it and stop doing because of how unstable it is. Also some strange statements here in the last comment, but yeah, I can comment on that. I don't think it's a bad feature request. I just not sure anybody has time to do that.
Yeah. For me, the thing that I didn't completely understand from this whole thing, that okay, you discover the interface MAC addresses automatically, but this whole like selecting it as the boot MAC address would be only feasible if you don't really care which one gets selected, right? So if you have any sort of preference that do not select that group, like that 4 or these 2, then this feature is useless for you. It is only for those who don't care which interface will be used, right?
Hold on. When you boot over Pixie, you know which interface you booted from. So you actually do know what boot MAC address was. And Ironic does record that.
But okay. I was approaching this from the IPA self-registration, like the lookup perspective. If I understand correctly, this address is used during the lookup to pair the IPA with the Ironic node representation.
Sorry, I didn't quite get it. Could you repeat?
So what we put into this boot MAC address field, that gets that is also provided to the IPA, the IPA, when it boots up during inspection, and it uses this address during the lookup, right? When it looks up its node, like when it registers itself to a node, to an Ironic node.
Yeah, it's correct, nearly correct. Ironic uses this MAC address to match agents to a node. It happens. So yeah, that's the thing. That's how the discovery works. So normal flow works like this. You enroll a node, you put a PMI address. Let's take a PMI for simplicity. PMI address and MAC address. You do inspection. Ironic Python agent comes back with a lot of data. Ironic inspector looks, okay, we have this MAC address, it matches MAC address of this node. So this is inspection data for this node. Similarly, if you don't do inspection, you start agent for, say, deployment, similar thing happens. It posts back all MAC addresses to Ironic. Ironic says, okay, this MAC address matches this node, so this is this node. So yeah, you are right there. Auto discovery works a bit differently. Really, it works the same way. Ironic inspector receives data. It says, okay, there is no node that matches this data. Neither IPM address nor BMC MAC address, sorry, matches anything. So what shall I do? You can configure Ironic inspector to create a new node. That's basically it. You can create a new node with this MAC address and with the IPM address. What you cannot do, and what I have serious problems with doing, you cannot know the IPMI password of that. And what Mass is doing, and I vehemently object to doing, is it allows to generate a password and set it from inside the node. There's a lot of problems with that. We used to have it in Ironic Inspector, we dropped that, and I don't want to get back to that because it has pretty significant security and reliability implications, and really steps the border for Ironic, in my opinion, should be doing. Does it help?
Yeah. It cleared the question for me. So we have a certain functionality for that. What you explained, that it makes a node if it cannot pair it, and then what the Mass wants. Mass implements. We don't want to implement that, or Ironic won't implement that. So I think this case can, I mean, can this be then closed if we don't do what the Mass done and we already have a certain type of auto discovery? Or it's not implemented in BMO, right? That was your reasoning.
Correct, yeah. I will write more detailed comments.
Okay.
On that.
I will set this into frozen because we, from our side, I don't think we have time at the moment to work on it, even if it's something useful. Or I just remove the stale. It might be that someone will pick this up. From some organization. It would be nice if this would work. It looks like today I again can't remove this. Okay, I will move forward. Okay, the next one is to fail to delete the BMH. This is again stale. And what I did here last time, probably during triaging, we ask yeah, we suggested a workaround, and then okay, there was another comment on here, but nothing from the original reporter. Okay, I will ask this. And we can progress. I think I leave the stale on. It will close automatically because this is again just an orphan ticket. Then the next one is the bare metal operator and phase to provision K8s cluster. Yeah, we had a discussion about it. Zane had an explanation. It's not yet. There is no communication on it. And this is quite an old stuff. let's do this. Okay, next one. This is the MD5 for the URLs. We are using URL for MD5. Check instead of plain text. Is it possible to update to use plain text? Yeah. This we actually forgot about. This one, I think we promised to discuss this and invited the original reporter for a community meeting. And then this whole issue went cold. I will leave it like this. I will leave it like this, and I'm thinking that should we assign someone here who would look into this? But again, how should I keep this afloat? This issue to avoid again forgetting about this. I will assign. Assign myself. Just super slow. Okay. Fail to create copy cluster. This is. And here we ask for more information. We have not get the information so far, so. Okay. And then, yeah, and this was answered actually. Okay, so we have not accepted anything today. Please mention it if you want me to go back and focus on any of these. If you are interested or have some opinion about it or don't agree with not accepting them. Because if not, then I will continue with the stale. I think some of the stale we have already checked. Okay, this is not even relevant anymore. And I think we have. Yeah. What do you think?
Close this.
Yeah. I think too. Nice. Okay. Then pre-provisioning image documentation. Yeah, that will go to frozen, because that can mean actually multiple things, not just the pre-provisioning feature, but there are a lot of things that are not documented about the flow and how what we do during pre-provisioning, how the data is flowing from BMO to the Ironic, how data gets from like a data template into the pre-provisioning image, in what ways, what are the different ways of building if on the fly or not building it on the fly. So this will be frozen.
Sorry, Adam. This, as far as I know, the feature is landed. Proposal is already merged.
Yeah, I know.
But then why we have to label it as a frozen? I think you should remove the lifecycle stale and maybe ask for help if someone has time to pick this up.
Okay, so you mean that it should be just like so? What I should think about is only this pre-provisioning image field in the or API in the BMO, and then that the documentation is okay. I get it.
I think that was the intention of the whole issue. If you check the description, so maybe not frozen, just remove the life cycle stale and ask for help. It could be even a good first issue. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I said myself because I'm touching this code right now, so maybe just write something. I don't think it's a good first issue for people who are not familiar with bare metal operator, because it's one of the most confusing corners, I find. So just probably do it in the coming days.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Coordinate status. This we never had time. This will go to frozen. We are kind of keeping it for a long time now, for a year. So this is something that would be nice to have. Lifecycle frozen, and then help. I think it's already there. Yes, and then okay, this is frozen. Yeah, this was a quite new approach to have it just manage the machines without adding them to the cluster. And we accepted this one. And We even have the proposal for it. And I reopened, and you discussed it last week. Okay, this is ongoing. This is not stale at all.
I don't see the label is being removed. Is it the issue with Pro or?
Probably, I don't know, because in another repo, one of my label was also not recognized, so it could be something with Pro. Yeah, this needs info that we discussed. No support for boot from remote volume. This is again one thing that was just got called and we didn't really answer it. What is it? Okay, this is linking to a. This is a bad link. Why? Okay. This is weird. So it's an existing ironic feature, and the BMO support was requested. I guess I can remove the stale from here, right? But this is a legit feature request. It's just nobody is working on it at the moment. Yep. Okay, don't check again. Yeah, and I checked who is last one. That's he will work on it. Okay, so we are done with the stale. Yeah, we have a chat message. Okay. Then the frozen. What do we have here? Splitting up the components of ironic. We discussed many times. If you feel you have time, you can look into that. Same with the cloud init status. I moved it now to the frozen connection test. Again, these are all dev ironic image improvements. And this was made by me. This is again, when I have time, I will propose this, but not at the moment. Okay, and then have wanted. What do we have here? The webhooks are different story. And then we have a user guide doc. That's I will do if I have time. And then upgrade test improvement, cloud init status improvement. We discussed it today multiple times. Connection test, again, we mentioned it. And then add more logs for provider ID and BMH ID. This is just a logging of this feature that could be extended. Okay, these are all stuff. So that's all so far. Do you have any questions, comments, requests? Something came to mind that we should discuss? Something you want to ask me to do differently with the triaging? Slower, faster? Okay. If nothing, then thank you for your time. We will see each other next week, and have a nice rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.